Кто-то еще был свидетель даже?
Ну, следователь находилась в кабинете. Она просто отвернулась в тот момент, и я насыпал ей. Яд находился в кармане, в пузырьке, я ему насыпал в кофе.
This is Vyacheslav Soloviev, a serial killer who used poison in his murders and considered himself as some kind of genius or mastermind. He even poisoned his own daughter and took her to hospital to watch how doctors failed to figure out what's wrong with her. He was so confident that nobody will catch him that at some point he started doing a research on how to transform human being into a zombie using different chemicals. This is a story of poisoner from Yaroslavl. Vyacheslav was born 12th of March 1970 in city of Yaroslavl. He was growing in a normal family and wasn't any different from his peers. In 1988, he went to serve in the army where he got severe head injury. He fell from the watchtower. After it, he started having frequent anger outbursts. There even was a rumor that when he still was in a hospital, he strangled his roommate with a pillow, but this case was covered up by superior officers. When he came back home, Vyacheslav got married. He knew his future wife Olga since high school. In 1989, a daughter was born in Soloviev family. They named her Nastya. Vyacheslav started his own business and Olga was a housewife. Everything was going seemingly good. In 2002, Vyacheslav watched a movie about serial killer Graham Young, who was using poisons in his murders. And he also read a novel, The Pale Horse by Agatha Christie, where he found out about thallium and its poisonous effect on humans. Vyacheslav was so fascinated by these stories that he decided that he needed to experiment with poisons on his own. He illegally bought 400 grams of thallium for $80 on one of the local factories. After it, he made poison using thallium and some other components. Vyacheslav started experiments on himself. He was taking small doses of poison, then he was saving himself with antidote which he prepared beforehand. Then he started his experiments on his house cat. He put some in his bowl, and soon after eating, the cat died. Vyacheslav didn't want to stop there. After another argument with his wife, he started putting poison in her food. Later he said he was just tired of her. After one of the poison meals, his wife had gotten into hospital but survived. Vyacheslav continued poisoning her for next few months. Olga was rapidly losing weight. She thought it's just the effect of her diet. But in 2003, Olga fell into coma and died. Doctors couldn't determine the reason of her death. Autopsy showed that she had liver and kidney failure. Then his 14-year-old daughter Nastya started having health problems. She was poisoned by her father for months. She was feeling very sick, her hairs were falling out, and her legs went numb. Doctors couldn't figure out the diagnosis. At some point they assumed that Nastya is faking illness for some reason. But when she went to live with her grandparents, she got better for a while. Even her hair started growing again. But when she came back to live with her father, she immediately felt worse and soon died. Soon after death of his daughter, Vyacheslav closed down his business and found a new girlfriend. He also got a new job as an engineer in construction company with help of his father. Vyacheslav immediately started poisoning water jug in his office and watched how his colleagues suffered from abdominal pain and diarrhea. They were losing hair, one of them was hospitalized repeatedly. No inspection could figure out the reason to all of this. In April of 2005, Vyacheslav decided that his girlfriend Irina is becoming annoying. After 2 doses of thallium, she died. Vyacheslav told doctors that Irina was bitten by a tick, and for some reason doctors believed him and thought Irina died of encephalitis. At this point, Vyacheslav's father, knowing about all of the deaths, reached out to prosecutor's office and told them that he suspects that his son is behind all of the murders, but nobody believed him there. He also tried to warn Vyacheslav's new girlfriend, single mother of 2 Oksana, but she didn't believe him either. In 2006, Vyacheslav Soloviev was interrogated by an investigator about unrelated case. He got into a fight in one of the local bars and stabbed his opponent. He was interrogated by Captain Sherbakov, and at some point, Vyacheslav thought that he's not interrogated with enough respect, so when he got a moment, he poisoned Sherbakov's coffee. Officer Sherbakov died later that month from poisoning complications. One of his colleagues that later drank from the same cup suffered serious health issues, but survived. On the stabbing case, Vyacheslav Soloviev was sentenced without any jail time. After it, Vyacheslav decided to get rid of his new girlfriend, Oksana. When they were visiting her grandmother, he poisoned fruit drink she made. Oksana, after getting poisoned, got seriously ill, and her grandmother died. Vyacheslav still wasn't stopping, and in March of 2007 he started poisoning Oksana's relatives who lived in the same apartment: her sister Nastya, her husband Evgeny, and her son Sasha. Soloviev put poison in a jar with drinking water. First, Sasha was hospitalized. Doctors fought for his life for hours, but he died the next morning. Then, right after Sasha's funeral, his parents, Natalia and Evgeny, were taken to the hospital with fever. When doctors figured out that nothing is helping them, they reached out to toxicologists from St. Petersburg, who conducted special analysis which showed high concentrations of thallium in their blood. They were successfully treated after getting this information. Evgeny went to police after treatment, and after initial research, they noticed Vyacheslav Soloviev and many suspicious deaths surrounding him. They secretly searched his workplace and found computer disk where he stored his research about making zombie out of human and a movie about serial killer Graham Young. With help of surveillance, police found out that Soloviev had a hidden stash in an abandoned warehouse of his company, which he visited during work. When he left, they searched it and found a small flask with white powder. Officers took some of the powder for analysis, which showed that it was the poison made out of thallium. In May of 2007, Vyacheslav Soloviev was arrested when he was digging out his flask with poison again. After exhumation of all the bodies of people connected to Vyacheslav Soloviev, investigators conducted an analysis that showed high concentrations of thallium in remains. At this point, Soloviev wasn't denying anything, and he was telling about his victims' deaths with undeniable pleasure. But till the end, he denied deliberate poisoning of his daughter. Vyacheslav was insisting that she ate poisoned fruit that he prepared for his neighbor, and he never wanted her death.
Не решился сказать, что это может быть отравление талием, когда бы возникли бы вопросы ко мне, скажем, с какой целью я это сделал.
But the fact that Nastya got better when she moved to her grandparents and died soon after returning back to live with Vyacheslav shows that he lies when telling that poisoning of his daughter was an accident. Psychiatric evaluation recognized Vyacheslav Soloviev as mentally sane and fitting for trial. His own father asked court to give Vyacheslav maximum punishment. On his final word in court, poisoner from Yaroslavl didn't ask for forgiveness from victims' relatives. He said that he is very ill and they shouldn't punish him harshly because, as he said, this is not a medieval inquisition. Still, he was sentenced to life in prison, and soon he died of complications from diabetes. Female prison guard that was near him while he was in agony dying said that Vyacheslav told her that souls of children he killed haunt him, and he'll be punished for their death by God. He begged her to bring a priest in his cell, but he went into coma before that and soon died. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Bye.